everybody. Welcome back to Bird Brain Q&A. This is episode 10, which will be the last episode of season 1. But we have a great episode lined up. I am super excited for this one. I am joined by an amazing co-host today, Paula Barros, who is a comedian and voice actress and actor out of Miami. And I hear she was named Miami's best comedian by the Miami New Times.
Yeah,
Is that right?
it was a shock to me when I opened the article. Yeah, yeah. Hi, guys. It's such an honor to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. I've always been so curious about birds, and then here we are. I think our paths have come together for a reason.
Yeah, I love that. I think that we are punching above our weight with you as a guest host. So I am so excited to
Oh
have you.
my God, that's so sweet. By the way, Lauren, she's the mentor of my sister. My sister's mentor is an easier way to say it, Jesus, in birds. So like in my whole family, we treasure and value you so much. So the fact that, I mean, wow, we're just gonna compliment each other for the first 10 minutes. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's so nice of you to say. And
Yeah,
it's just been awesome working with your sister and you. I'm so excited to
nice.
get to chat with you today because I know that you are a person full of questions, and that's what we're
I
all about.
I am. And there's so many birds here in Miami that I wish you could come see. They're so insane here. But we'll talk about that eventually.
Yes.
You're the host. You're the main host. I'm just co-host. So my job is to do what? Tell me exactly.
So your job is to ask some questions. We have given you a list of questions. You ask, I answer, we chat. And if you have follow-up questions, ask them away because we are hoping that all of our viewers are interested in birds, but might not know a ton about them. So anything that you're wondering, they're probably wondering too.
All right. Well, let's start with the first question. You ready? Okay,
Yes.
well, from Floyd, there is a famous line in the movie Napoleon Dynamite, such a good movie, where Napoleon asks the farmer.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
Now, the farmer actually never answers the question in the movie.
I don't understand a word you just said.
So, it's a question for you now. Do chickens have large talons? And if so, why?
I am sorry to disappoint Napoleon and Floyd, but chickens don't actually have talons.
At all?
Only birds of prey have talons. Talon is kind of a special word that we reserve for those feet that are raptorial and killing.
Oh, like dinosaurs, like pterodactyls or
Yeah,
whatever.
dinosaurs that, all of your velociraptors probably had talons too. Exactly. But pretty much among living birds, it's hawks, it's eagles, it's owls, but it's not chickens.
And do chickens also come from dinosaurs?
Oh yeah, all birds are descended from dinosaurs. Absolutely. So they have dinosaurs as their ancestor, every bird that's alive today. But some of them then have evolved to these different ways of life, and the ones that are the killing machines have these sharp claws on their feet, and they're the ones that have these toes, these talons.
These
And
talons.
chickens, chickens sometimes look a little scary. I know people that are scared of chickens, although they shouldn't be
Really?
because chickens are delightful, but
Yeah.
they don't have that kind of foot.
You should see the chickens in the Florida Keys. They are everywhere. They're just like, they're just part of the population. Nobody in Florida is afraid of chickens. It's a very, like, we coexist. Okay, cool. Well, that's a good answer. Thank you. I had no idea. I hope that Floyd has found peace, inner peace, now that this question has been answered. Okay, so from Phil, and Phil wants to know, why does ptarmigan start with a P?
Nobody really knows. It is weird, isn't it? Ptarmigan? You
Ptarmigan.
never pronounce the P, but it's there. I had to look this one up, and it seems that the history of the word is that it is from a Scottish Gaelic origin, and it appeared in about the 1500s. People started using the word ptarmigan, and then sometime in the 1600s, they added a P to it. So at first, it just started with a T, ptarmigan, and sometime later, somebody added this P, and the theory is that maybe the person who added the P was kind of mistakenly referring to the Greek word pteros, which is Ptero, which is the Greek word for wing. So if you think of like a
Ah,
pterodactyl that has the P, it's because of that Greek root. So somebody just messed up. Somebody was like, oh, it's a bird that starts with the T sound, so there should be a P in front of that because that's how the Greeks did it.
I don't even know if I've never ever seen that bird. I don't even know what that bird is, honestly. Like, I need to look up that bird.
You should. They do not occur in Miami. They live in Colorado. So
Oh,
that
they
is,
live in
you're
Colorado.
definitely not going to encounter a ptarmigan there. They're high altitude, often cold weather birds.
All right, now this one is from Sonia, and I actually love this question because I've been thinking about it, and let's see what your thoughts are. What is the weirdest bird in the world?
Yeah, I love this question. There's some weird birds out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Just for fun, do you have a weirdest bird that you love?
Okay, the prehistoric one with it's the shoe-billed stork.
Yes, that is a crazy
Those are
bird.
insane. They look like gargoyles, like statues.
They should be on like the top corner of Notre Dame.
Yes, yes. Love that bird. Does looks prehistoric, but it's still around, of course, right? Where is it
Yeah,
at?
still around. You
Where
have
do
to
we
go to
find
Africa
it?
to see it.
Oh, Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's go. Yours.
Okay. So I am going to pick the Watson as my weirdest bird. They're
Watson.
crazy looking birds. They're like in Technicolor. They've got this kind of blue and red all over them. They have a mohawk sticking up from the top of their head. Their babies have claws on their wings. They're tree-dwelling birds, so
Cla
they
wait,
they kind
claw.
of
Don't just pass over it. Claws on their wings, on the feathers.
on kind of the wrist where the wing bends. They have a little claw and they climb around in the trees and they hook with their wing claws as they climb. The young birds.
That's insane. Watson. That sounds like Sherlock Holmes' assistant, but how's it actually spelled?
Hoatzin.
Oh, Watson. Okay.
Watson.
Amazing head of hair. I mean, it's not hair, it's feathers, right?
Yeah, it's always feathers.
Are there any birds that have hair?
Nope.
Is that a
There's some
dumb
that look
question?
like it. There are absolutely some that look kind of fluffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's always feathers on birds.
And do birds have eyelashes?
Ooh, no, they sometimes have these little like tiny feathers, phyllo and things protecting the eyes, so it's not hair, but they have something like that. But the Watson, I have to tell you some other crazy things about the
Let's hear
Watson.
it.
I have multiple reasons why they are the weirdest bird in the world. They are plant-eating birds and they spend a lot of time eating leaves. And then after they eat a whole bunch of leaves, their crop, where they store those leaves, kind of in the first part of the digestive system, is full of leaves. And then they go out and they sit in the sun and they just digest this crop full of leaves by letting the sun activate all the bacteria in their crop that then helps them digest. So they're fermenting all of this stuff, kind of like a cow does. And apparently it
Whoa.
really stinks. So they're sometimes called stink birds.
Okay, so they eat the leaves, right?
Yeah.
And then they what? Lay in the sun?
They sit in the sun and they expose their body to the sun so they get nice and warm, and all the leaves that are in there just start fermenting and
You
eventually they can digest them.
stop.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I didn't
Yep.
understand what you meant really. I needed to visualize it, and now I have a perfect vision. They look like they're sun tanning, like they're
Yeah,
just.
exactly. It's like
But
you had a big meal and then went and lay in the sun to help digest.
amazing.
Yeah, last thing that's really weird about the Watson is that all of the ornithologists who study birds cannot figure out what they're related to. They're this like mystery branch on the bird family tree. We have no idea where they go or what they're related to because they just look so different, they act
What?
so different, their genes are different. We cannot tell where they belong. So,
Really?
an ornithological mystery.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well, you beat me on the weirdest bird in the world. Okay, well, one last question. Are you excited?
Yes.
From Renee. Do you have a life list?
I do not.
You don't?
No, when I go on individual trips, and actually maybe we should pause for a minute and explain. So for anyone who's watching, many of you know what a life list is, and some of you might not. So if you don't, a life list for a birder is a list of all the bird species that you've seen in your lifetime.
Like a checklist.
And some people keep these really carefully. I don't.
Right. So you've probably seen, I don't know, 200 types of birds, right?
More than that.
More
Definitely
than
over
that.
1,000, maybe 2,000, because when I travel, I often look at different kinds of birds. One of my favorite things to do is when I go on trips, I like to go birding in different places because it's just such a great way to get to know that place. You know, you really engage with that local ecosystem, which is fantastic. But I don't keep a definitive life list. So no, I don't have a complete list of all the species I've seen. And I think it's partly, I mean, I just really like watching individual birds, and I'm less motivated by the total count than I am by the joy of looking at birds and seeing what they're doing.
I just learned what it is too. I mean, I barely have a grocery list, so I of course would not have a life list. But I watched this documentary about birding the other day. It was called, what was it called? I actually sent it to you, Lauren. It's called
Listers, right?
Listers. So crazy. These people actually like live their life. It's like a bucket list for birds, for like the birds you've seen, but like keeping, well, bucket list is, I don't know. I don't even know. How many bird species are there in the world? Like, what's the goal?
They're about maybe 11,000. So there's a long way for me to go.
But it's still like a doable number. I thought it was going to be a lot crazier. 11,000 is doable.
Yeah, it's huge, though. There are very few people that have documented seeing over 10,000 species of birds. Like that,
Really?
if you're a lister, is an incredible accomplishment. Just think about all the time, because there are lots of birds that are easy to see, but there are so many birds that live in really obscure places or are nocturnal or are restricted to, certain habitats, and seeing all 11,000 is just
Right.
nuts.
To have a life list, do you have to have evidence of these? You
This is a
do?
great question. It's the honor system. So people, yeah, in the birding community, technically it's the honor system, but people might get suspicious if you start posting things. You just start saying, "Oh, look, I saw 2,000 bird species yesterday."
Right. So these guys that say 10,000 birds, no one's been like, all right, dude, we're coming over. Like, let's look at the photographs.
A lot of them do take photographs. And these days, people who are keeping life lists are often doing it through apps like eBird. And often when you see a really rare bird, you have to document it with a picture, or eBird won't accept that as a record. So these days, a lot of people do have photographs. But, technically, if you saw a really rare bird and you are sure that you saw it and you recorded it, but you don't have a photo or definitive proof, you can count that though on your
You
list. Yeah.
can count it. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I loved that movie too. I watched that documentary and I thought those guys were hilarious. And in the end, they came to kind of the same conclusion I came to, which is keeping a list is like, okay, because you see a lot of stuff, but mostly you just want to be out there watching the birds. And obsessively listing for some people is, not the best part of it.
So I have a question on my own that I've been wanting to ask you. I mean, you only get one chance to be on Bird Brain, and I need to, I need to ask. I need to ask you, what bird would you say has the biggest ego?
Ooh. Oh, I like this. I mean, the things that jump to mind are like a male peacock strutting his stuff, showing off that tail. Feel like he thinks he's pretty great, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Do you think he knows? Yeah.
I think the good guys know. Yeah, the ones with the really big tails, they know. They get all the females. There are probably some peacocks that get kind of all the female mates, and the other ones don't get any mates. So they know that they're not the winner that year.
That's a good one. A
Yeah.
peacock has the biggest ego. Awesome.
Okay, well, I think that maybe wraps up all of the questions that we had for this season. We are always looking for more questions. So if you have questions, please send them to us, birdbrainqa@gmail.com. If we get enough questions, we can do another season. Paula, would you be willing to come back as a co-host?
100%. And I will bring so many more questions.
Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you to everybody who watched and listened. I want to thank Paula for co-hosting. I want to thank Pam for all of her co-hosting. I want to thank Jill, our amazing producer and editor, who does all the incredible graphics and visuals that you see. And, keep an eye on our socials and we'll let you know if we get enough questions and we're going to do another season. Yeah, I think people have lots of questions about birds. I think we will never run out of questions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Lauren. This has been such a blast. And thank you, Jill. Yay.